So before we get into my Valorant console review, I wanted to talk to you guys just for a second here and, kind of go on a rant. I'm not going to lie. Volume warning, I might get a little toxic here because this is something I'm passionate about, all right? And if you've been following this FPS channel since I started this and I made my first video called Valorant Console, Will It Ever Happen? You will know I'm very passionate about this subject. If you come from Tnek127 Gaming, my main channel, you especially know that I'm very passionate about this subject. Ever since Valorant was announced as Project A, I have been asking for this game to come to console. I always thought a hero shooter based on search and destroy was the coolest fucking thing in the world. And for 4 years straight, I was harassed on Reddit. Now, it's just internet harassment at the end of the day. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's a big deal. I'm not going to say, oh, feel sorry for me. No. I'm just saying. I got harassed on Reddit. I put a YouTube comment on IGN's video that still gets replies to this day telling people to go fuck myself, kill myself, and all kinds of other shit. I've been harassed several times on Twitter under comments of, Riot Games or Valorant asking for a console version. And, just big special thanks to every little shithead who, just replied to me, told me to kill myself and everything. Fuck you! It's here! Put my dick in your mouth! Put my fucking dick in your mouth! Suck it! I won! We got it! Fuck you! And I mean that wholeheartedly, man. I got snapped on over and fucking over because I said, oh, bringing a hero shooter with search and destroy the console isn't such a crazy thing. And Riot fucking pulled it off. And CSGO didn't work well. I changed the controls on CSGO console and it felt fine. I made a video on that too. Fuck! People telling you to kill yourself and shit because you're asking for a fucking video game to come to another platform. I got it. Fuck you! And I mean that wholeheartedly. Fuck you, and fuck you! Enjoy the video. Let's go, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Tnek127 and welcome back to Tnek FPS. And guys, welcome to my Valorant console first impressions. Now, guys, in today's video, if you want more Valorant console content, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe. We're doing a giveaway at 1,000 followers, and I would love to have you being a part of my community. This is probably going to be my main game and focus on this FPS channel from here on out. Well, of course, cover other shooter games and stuff like that here and there, but this has been my main focus and bread and butter since I started this channel. And if you go back through, like my video history and look at my past uploads and stuff, you'll see that. You'll see I've been covering it for 4 years. Like the rant at the beginning of this video wasn't for nothing. I've went through a lot covering this game. Things from listening to the lead producer tell media in interviews that, she believes this game would work on mobile better than console. I kid you guys not. She said that once upon a time. I made a whole video ranting about it, all the way from hardcore PC fans of Valorant telling me to kill myself because they don't want to see the game on console. Now, at the end of the day, it's just internet blah, blah, blah over a video game. But I'm just saying, those are things I've dealt with on the journey to this game releasing. And God, I'm excited that we're here. So Valorant console, man, what is it? It's a hero shooter. That means, your characters use guns and different abilities and stuff like that based on the game mode search and destroy. If you don't know what search and destroy is, 5v5, plant a bomb at A or B site or eliminate the first team. One team attacks, one team defends. Whoever eliminates the other one wins, or whoever plants the bomb first wins. If you've played search and destroy in Call of Duty or anything, you know how this works. Well, this is the main bread and butter of this game. And when I first saw Valorant revealed at one of Riot's showcases back late 2019, I saw the concept of it and I said, yo, I did not realize I would ever want something like this until I saw it. Because if you just, without Valorant existing, if you just talk about that, a hero shooter based on search and destroy, it just sounds like, all right, I mean, it could work, but, let's just toss some search and destroy and Overwatch and Paladins and see how it is. No. It borrows elements from CSGO. It has the whole economy system and everything like that. Riot really took a unique concept and just ran with it. And that's why the game is so successful today. Valorant, no matter what happens, when you see games as big as Fortnite releasing a new season, when you see Call of Duty dropping a new game, Valorant is always at the top of the Twitch charts. And if one of those games happen to temporarily replace it, Valorant will be there again a few days later. Like, it's even up there with League of Legends. Like, Riot doesn't miss. And I'm not even trying to suck these guys off or anything, but they don't miss. And they didn't miss with this game. Now, Valorant consoles, so far, I personally don't have any complaints because I feel like they did a really good job bringing this to console platforms. And with all the doubt and stuff out there, I'm surprised at how good it is because, they just really talked like it was, I'm sure it was hard to get done, don't get me wrong, but they just really talked like it couldn't work. But the game feels buttery smooth. I'm talking Call of Duty smooth. The controller options you have are endless. And this is really shocking for a company that doesn't make console games. But, the developers, they also said, they've hired, like console pros from other shooters and stuff like that, console advisory members and everything. And I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, all right? About a year or two ago, I was actually helping a certain developer, there's an NDA, so I can't talk about it, prototype something that they were working on to kind of, fill that Valorant console void. Now, unfortunately, they ended up scrapping and canning this project, which to this day, and I hope if one of them see this video, you guys are still very silly for that. Okay, I'm not going to mention your names, but if you know me and I'm talking about your project here, you're very silly for that. But Riot even tried hiring some of their developers to help work on the console version, apparently. And when I learned about that, I was like, oh, so Valorant might be coming to console after all. And these guys were assuring me, like, yeah, we personally know it's coming because they've tried to hire some of our devs to work on it. So I was like, oh, all right. And I always, because of the NDA, I always just had, to keep that in the back of my mind. Like I said, I can't talk about what company was working on this or anything. That's their own private business, but there was somebody working on a Valorant competitor at one point in time, and I got a chance to play test it a lot. It was great. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But the point of that is that just goes to show you how much work was put in bringing this to console, and they have done a phenomenal job. Now, is the game perfect, and everything? No, there are some bugs and stuff that need to be cleaned up here and there, but they've done everything smart. They've made cross-play between both console platforms. They added cross-progression so you can actually bring your PC progress right over to console, and if you want to fully convert to playing on console, that's cool. PlayStation and Xbox play together. They made it only current gen, which unfortunately I do think that's kind of a downer because I feel like Valorant could have worked on last gen consoles just fine. Just bring it there, keep it at 60 FPS, call it a day. They could have had an even bigger player base. But then again, it is time to move on from those consoles, so I'm not too mad about that. But everything they're doing so far throughout this beta. Now, one thing that you may find a little annoying is we don't have all the content just yet. They're slowly rolling it out, which isn't a big deal to me personally. Like, we're getting more maps and stuff like that added. We have all the agents and everything, and our content is on parity with PC. But we're just slowly getting more maps and stuff added, and I think they're testing things. And and the way that they're testing and how close to flawless this beta has ran, like, I've never experienced a crash or anything. It's great. Now, are there differences between the PS5 and the Series X and S version? Yes. The Series X and S version can run at 120 FPS up to 1440p, while or is it 4K? I'm not sure if no, I think they do 4K at 60 and then 1440p at 120, and then the Series S does 1080p at 120. I could be wrong. If I have my stats wrong with that, please forgive me. I know they announced it. Somewhere, but I'm just saying with specs like that, I know the last gen consoles could have at least ran the game at 60 60 frame. The game's very optimized. When you play it on PS5 and Series X, I got to play it on both. The gameplay you guys are watching here is actually Series X, but I've played it on both platforms. I can also vouch that the cross progression works great. You can tell the differences between the two consoles. Like, for example, because the Series X has more power, there will be little extra visual details in some things, but the Series X seems to dip with the 120 FPS thing a bit more often than the PS5. The PS5 misses some few visual details, but it holds a more steady 120 FPS. One reason I prefer to play it on the PS5. Now, are the dips a big deal? No, you barely see them. You literally have to be playing and look at your frame counter to notice when they happen. Like, for example, you guys will see me using a special edition Spectre that was from the last Battle Pass in this gameplay. The front of the gun on the Series X, it'll like shine a little bit if you put it in the sunlight just right. On the PS5, that shine is a little bit less. Okay, that's the kind of minimal differences I'm talking about. Like, now, like I said, the Series X will have some more, like pretty standout visuals at 120 frames, but there will be an occasional dip more often. And I'm not talking like a big dip. I'm talking like 120 down to 110 or something like that. Nothing huge, nothing major. Like, you guys can watch my frame counter as I play. It's right there. But man, overall, Riot have done a great job, and I couldn't be happier, with the journey I've taken covering Valorant console. I just, I want to see this game grow. I want to see it succeed more, and I'm hoping, the future for the game is just even better than we realize. Like I said, if you're in the hero shooter genre, if you're sick of Call of Duty, you're tired of, Overwatch and back-to-back clones being made of it and Team Fortress 2, just give this a shot. It's slow-paced, it's tactical. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's definitely worth your time if you're, sick of all the battle royales and everyone cloning this and cloning that. This is probably the only thing different out here. And people have tried making knockoffs, and they all failed. For example, look at Rogue Company. No offense to High Risk Studios, but I'm dead serious. So Valorant is one of its kind, and now you can literally play it everywhere but Nintendo Switch or phone. Free to play. What are you waiting for? I'll leave a link down in the description below where you guys can sign up for the beta. But anyway, y'all enjoyed today's video. Smash that like. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.